This is the brand new LANDR Sampler, the newest addition to the LANDR plugin lineup, an easy-to-use sampler that anybody can pick up and start creating. And I gotta say, I haven't had a plugin give me this much inspiration in a long time. I recorded my first impressions using the LANDR Sampler for the first time, and I made some awesome stuff with it. Too much, actually. I'm not trying to make beats right now. I'm just trying to do tests, and I can't stop myself. So today I'll be going over what I learned, and I can go a bit more in-depth in the plugin as well. Now, it's also worth mentioning that you could pick up this plugin alone, but it is included with the LANDR Studio subscription with a ton of different benefits, like millions of samples, innovative plugins, courses, and even unlimited distribution. If you'd like to check that out, head over to the link in my description. Now, LANDR did send me this plugin to check out for you guys, but as always, it's my 100% honest review. Now, let's dive into LANDR Sampler. So this is what the plugin looks like when you first load it up, but there's one thing missing. We need some samples. Now, I'm sure you guys have your sample library, but in case you're looking for something fresh and new, you can always head over to LANDR.com, where you get 2,400 credits included with the LANDR Studio Pro, like I mentioned earlier. And although these are my first impressions, I did do a very small amount of testing here to make sure that everything worked properly, so I already have some samples loaded up here. But when you're just getting started, you can go over to Settings and scan any folder including your entire sample library. After importing your samples, LANDR Sampler will automatically add metadata for easy organization, allowing you to find and load anything you're looking for with ease. Just click on the Advanced Filters button for easy access, where you can look for one-shots, loops, drums, or even type something specific. Now, as we can see over here, whenever I hit a MIDI note, a different sample will pop up. Ooh, these sound really good right here, these two. Adding that third one right there? Dreamy. Let's lay those three notes down. Which everything's going to be on beat 2, it looks like. Yeah, nice, perfect, okay. Which right now, all we've really done is lay down 3 different samples. So let's go on over to the effects here and see how we can change that on up. Nice, some chorus here, really nice. Ping pong sync, some delay. Really trippy. Definitely don't want to go too crazy here with the crush. That's good. And drive, gotta be careful too. Some reverb. Man, that is some infinite reverb. Very different vibe now. This is really cool. Alright, now this part right here for the effects. This is one thing that I did not know in my initial tests. When going through these individual effects, you can actually change the algorithm that it's using. Now, for example, with the reverb, we can change the algorithm from long, short, room, or stadium. We can also change up the different distortion types as well, and so on and so forth for all the different effects here too. Here's gonna be the ADSR section, where I probably won't mess with that too much here on like melodies, but if I want to change it up on some drums or some one-shots, definitely want to play with that. We can change the key and transpose all the samples to match a certain song key. That's pretty cool. And stretching it too. That's really nice. That's really helpful. Ooh, we can do it in reverse too. Backwards. That's really cool. Let's see what else we can add for this. Some bass. Oh yeah, that fits real nice. That's a one-shot, seems like. That's not bad though, we can actually leave that. That's kind of nice. Oh my god, we are getting a little soulful here. There we go, some more like texture. We're building on this right now. I was not trying to make a beat right now. This is pure inspiration. I'm trying real hard not to do too much. Now, these are all samples that I never would have done if I was just dragging and dropping different samples or putting it in from my library. But here, with how simple it is by just pressing one button on the MIDI and loading up a whole sample, it's way more convenient for adding all these different samples. Like, alright, I know that here we can actually lock up some samples too. Like all the ones that we're using, we'll lock them up. So from there, let's go and hit load samples again, and it'll rechange everything that we had here on MIDI except for all of the locked notes. So now we've got some more stuff at our disposal here. Like, this might be a better hi-hat than we were already using, to bring in some more energy from different parts of the track. So now not only do I have my melodies down, which again, we're using several different melody stems, I've also used some one-shots here to create a pretty nice little drum groove. Alright, what else can we find out about this little plugin here before we head off? Let's focus here on one sample, huh? Interesting, okay, so I messed up here. I'm still learning along with you guys. So all those effects that we put on are only enabled on that one melody that we had. Just the top line melody. Everything else is not taken into effect. Which is why the drums didn't sound like they had any delay or reverb, which is good. That's what the main effects button is for. So instead of doing anything individually, like we did over here by accident, we can hit main effects and then put it on everything else too. That's pretty cool. Giving you some more flexibility here, so you're not just trapped in putting all the same reverb and delay and all the same effects on all of your master track. All right, now from there we've got some different modes like normal, chromatic, I don't exactly... So once you have one note selected by going on over to chromatic, you can play that in different notes and different keys. And then in slice mode, we have different slices of the same audio. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty cool. Oh, perfect. Let's lay that down. Nice, okay. Okay, so I did kind of gloss over the modes here, but it's actually very important to understand what they do and when might be the best time to use them. For me so far, the actual building process of layering different samples, even including some different one-shots for the drums, definitely wants to take over to the normal mode. Now, normal mode is great to find inspiration and build tracks from different samples, but the other modes definitely have their place. The chromatic mode would be great for using any sort of melodic one-shot, basically turning it into a playable instrument. Then finally, we have the slice mode for chopping up samples with automatic slice points. LANDR Sampler does all the work for you by chopping up the samples itself automatically, so you can get right into flipping that sample. Now let's go and grab a different instance here of LANDR Sampler. I'm not trying to make beats right now. I'm just trying to do tests and I can't stop myself. God, I missed that so hard. That is so good. But I'm looking for more melodies and melodies alone here for like a counter melody. So let's go and try and go on over to the advanced filters. I'm actually thinking instead of a loop, we'll try a one shot here. Non-drum and then load samples. It's gonna be super basic, but like that'll work. But also we'll go into chromatic here. Does it work though? It works. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the pocket. I like it. Is it perfect? No. Do have to do a lot more to it, yeah. But we're just doing some tests right now, and so far I'm having a lot of fun with this plugin. Alright, so that's all for my initial tests on the plugin. But I took the entire next day just creating to see what I could make with it. And I made too many beats. I made too many. This is what I mean by I've not had a plugin give me this much inspiration in a long time. I started making music and I couldn't stop. So let's go over a couple of them now. Alright, so I've got a very small trap loop over here. This is what the initial melody sounded like. That sample immediately spoke to me, which you can find over at LANDR.com, which I then switched over to the slice mode and made this pattern. Then after chopping it up, I just add some effects and put down a drum loop. Alright, now for the second one here, we can definitely see that the inspiration took over and I kind of completed the track, but it's going to be more of a lo-fi track here, which as we can see, I put down some MIDI with a few different instances of LANDR Sampler using this one shot inside of the chromatic mode. And a bit of a layer. And then a very simple bass just following my chords. Added some drums, which all sound like this. Alright, now finally for this last track that I have here, I don't remember what it is. It's another trap loop. Have fun. I chopped up this sample. Oversimplified the melody by chopping it up into this pattern. Then layered it with these two different samples. And finally added a bass. And I added quite a few different perks on this one here, but let's hear how that all sounds now. Alright, so that's going to be a few real-world applications that I have for you guys. Again, I made more. I can't go over all of them. And that's what I've learned about LANDR Sampler so far. My personal favorite way to use the plugin is by loading up a bunch of different samples and just seeing what works, which is made convenient by the auto key and time sync features. That's where I find the most inspiration, by using samples that I was never even looking for, and just letting the inspiration come to me. Again, if you guys do want to take advantage of everything that LANDR Studio Pro has to offer, be sure to head over to the link in my description.